Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Singaporean Talks Money. So today I'm going to be talking about the shrinking middle class. Being middle class has always been associated with being comfortable. You are not struggling to make ends meet, but you're also not living a luxurious life. Making sure that you're still within the comfortable budget that allows the occasional indulging. So let's have a definition of what middle class is. The middle class is a description given to individuals and households who typically fall between the working class and the upper class within a socio-economic hierarchy. So in Western cultures, people in the middle class tend to have a higher proportion of college degrees than those in the middle class, and they also have more income available for consumption and may own property. So those in the middle class often are employed as professionals, managers, and civil servants. This definition was taken from Investopedia.com. So recently, there has been an increase in talks of a disappearing middle class in modern society. Income inequality has tended to hollow out the middle and largely benefit the top, for example, the top 1%. We can definitely see the widening income gap between the classes as the rich become richer with the pandemic and environment due to the resources they have. So let's talk about, is the middle class disappearing? I came across this video recently from CNBC, which talked about the middle class in American context. It talked about the challenges and difficulties that the middle class are facing, which is different from the middle class that we know of. For example, a survey done in 2018 found that 1/3 of middle-income adults do not have $400 to cover an unexpected expense. In the video, it also mentions that middle class accounts for the majority of Americans, about 61 in the 1970s, but have been shrinking, and it dropped to about 51% in 2019. So even with all these statistics though, it is really difficult to confirm if the middle class is disappearing due to a lack of definition, and there will always be some sort of middle in after segregating the upper tier and lower tier. So maybe a better term to use instead would be the word squeezed. It is no longer as easy to own your own property, and having to rent, to have to think twice before having a child due to high expenses, and also not having good insurance coverage. In the video, there were some reasons being raised on why middle income is feeling squeezed. So the first main reason is on the stagnated income. It showed how from 1970s to 2018, the middle class share of aggregated income fell by 19%, while the upper income saw their aggregated income rise by 19%. Another study also showed that middle income saw their growth half as fast compared to the top and bottom 20%. And it also shared that middle income earners were not able to partake in the labor share of the overall income, as the top 10%, 1%, and mostly 0.1% took most of the gains in the economy. The other reason is the high cost of living, where it keeps getting more expensive. As the income received has stagnated, the cost of living has increased dramatically over the years, from rent to prices of necessities. In the US, the average household income saw an increase of 16%. On the other hand, housing costs went up by 190%, and college fees went up by 264% in the same time period. even more so in city areas like New York and San Francisco, where you will need an income of at least $300,000 annually. So let's talk about the gap. The stagnation of paychecks started in the 1970s when production slowed and the top 1% grew together with the stock market, but the paychecks for the middle class remained the same. It then followed with the globalization of blue-collar jobs. Hence, to a certain degree, there were policy decisions made that did not filter to the masses. It is not easy, added with the pandemic, Russia-Ukraine war, and supply chain issues that are affecting not just US but the world. It is difficult for the government to make policies to help merge the gap. So let's talk about having the need for more income or to invest to increase your income. So it also explains why more people are taking up more side gigs and side hustles in order to increase their income. And many times not as a hobby, but as a way to earn more to keep up with the rising cost of living. The gig economy has also become popular since you can decide how long you like to work and can earn a variable amount depending on the number of jobs or tasks you take on, rather than a fixed income with your hours fixed. However, this doesn't solve the root problem, but it is a way of getting more income. We can also see that more people have become involved in investing, where your money can grow, although you have the possibility of losing money as well. So investing is a way to make your money grow rather than having it be idle in the bank. There has been a huge influx of people investing as brokerages become more accessible and individuals share on forums on their profits and losses. This of course makes some people FOMO, but I would say that information is now so accessible online that anyone with internet access can learn on their own how to invest and how they should invest. It is tough with the rising cost of living and crazy high property prices. Even I am wondering if I will ever be able to purchase my own property. However, the best thing to do now is to work on your income streams, invest as you go, and live in the present. So I hope this episode has been informative, and see you in the next one as we close up Q1 of 2022. Thank you.